Hey, hey, hey. You might have just seen me, but this is Motivational Monday, and it's Jody Gambini, your host. Um, and this is our Monday. The topic I'm gonna I don't know why, but I kind of said ready, set, February. So um I'm curious how your February is. And if you guys didn't see, I like it. I don't know. Sometimes I didn't have this close enough, but this was actually from a dear friend of mine, and it's one of my favorite little sayings. Faith does not make things easy, it makes them possible. Luke 137. So I love that saying. If you guys are joining, say hello. Um, Okay, I'm going to just drop a couple of things here for you guys. So let me know where you're joining from because it's always fun if you are joining at a different time. Um, Make sure you say hashtag replay. So this is going to be all right. So let me know where you're joining from. We always do that. I hope you guys can see me okay. It's gonna maybe I need to scoot up a little so you can get a little bit lighter version of me. So let me, yeah, I'm gonna just drop a couple quick things in here so I can okay. And then we're going to get talking. I have about 30 minutes. But I wanted to tell you guys, um, I know some of you guys have heard it, but if you have not heard yet about what I'm doing for February with the financial side, we have another group called Financial Freedom. I think it's Financial Freedom Group. We did, and a little tip, the financial freedom challenge we did is still up in there and it's free. So let us know where you're joining from. And let's see here. I'm going to give you that group. Okay. I'm going to just share this with a couple of people. But here's a couple things that would really help me. So here we go. We are, it is episode 69. Today is February 5th. I said our topic today is Ready, Set, February. I would super appreciate you guys saying hello, or if you're watching afterwards, hashtag replay. And let's see here. One other thing I'd need your guys' help with, depending on if you're in the group or where you're at, is like this, comment, invite people, maybe share it to somebody inside the group. Follow me if you're not following me. I'd super appreciate it. Share it on your page or share it with a friend. Because I was sick so much in December and in January, all my algorithms are kind of off right now because I normally have posted so much. So it's not showing up for people. So I would super appreciate that, guys, if you would share it to your page. If you would comment, that really helps. If you like it, that really helps me. So that would be awesome. So if you guys are joining on, say hello. Let me know where you're joining from. All right. Okay. So I'm just sending a couple of messages out. All right, all right, all right. Depending on where you're watching from. So I also dropped You'll probably have to see it, but right there is the group to financial freedom. If you guys want to see the financial tips right now, I've been streaming it to my personal page too. So if you're watching from my personal page, please share it. I would super appreciate it. And you never know who it might be something that they're looking for right now. And so it's always really important to me to do things complimentary and help bring things and just impact people. So this is something new I'm doing. And I'm going to do it the whole month of February. So that would mean a lot to me, that you, if it is on my personal page, that you would share it. If it's on YouTube, I have YouTube on here too, that you would share it and share this one too. But if you're not in the group, you'll probably want to be in the group, because I'm going to continue bringing a lot more content and things to the group. So there we go. Don't forget to say hello. And where you're joining from. We're kind of quiet today, and that's okay. That is okay. I'm going to go ahead and get started here. But normally I get people letting me know where they're joining from. So say hello. I think I didn't say that to let. I actually have something else kind of fun that I want you guys to do. So I said, give me a word or emoji that describes your February. So say hello, let me know where you're joining from, what your weather's like. Holy moly, I'm joining from Stockton, California. My weather was wild yesterday. We had rain, and then we had, hi, Emerald, how are you? Um, I'm in Stockton, California, so it's kind of like the edge of Northern California. And where I live, I'm kind of around a lot of farmland. And it was windy. But I went out and took a walk today. We got some sun for a while. Now all the clouds are out. I'm thinking sometimes when we have so much clouds, we get a really gorgeous sunset, because it's like it kind of shines through. So far it's so, and I don't know if I'll make it out there because it's 5:34 here. So I'm doing these a little bit later. I had a bunch of calls today, and they were all really amazing. But okay, let me see. How does that look? Is that a little better? Can you see me a little bit better with that? Yeah, let me know if you can see me a little bit better with that. And let's see here. This is the question. So say hello. We've got Emerald saying hello, but I know we have more people joining. So say hello. And then here is what I want you guys to all do really quick. Give me a word or an emoji that describes how your February is so far. If I were to give a word, it would be new. I wrote something down. Let me look here. New alignments, holy alliances. So a friend and prophet of mine, he said, we will be confronted with opportunities. And I feel like I've met one person that all of a sudden sends me a message. They're like, you need to meet this person. And just like connections out of nowhere, getting to hear really amazing stories, answers to prayer. Like, are you ever praying for something? I encourage you to wait, because sometimes a lot of times the Lord is going to connect you with things, but it sometimes will look like I got messages from some people giving me which I love because I do this. And first of all, I really want to honor it because sometimes it can be a little awkward if you feel like you're supposed to introduce two people. Oh, do you guys love? I don't think Paula's on, but my friend Paula, this is leather. And then she made these. This is my business connecting the dots. Oh, I still have that up there. I don't have Motivational Mondays. Sorry, guys. I don't know if it'll let me change it now. I have different little branding I use. Let's see. I thought I put it over to Motivational Monday. Okay. Up in the corner is Motivational Monday. A little trick. You can always look way up in the corner and normally you will see what it is. I don't have a graphic yet for Financial February. So I don't have anything for that one. But let me go back over to the comments. I'm going to have to do replay. No problem, Emerald. Emerald and I had a great talk too today. And so I feel like Thursday was the first. And it's like, so we're only 5 days in. But I feel like things are just happening and connections are happening. Have you ever sometimes I'm meeting people and I'm just hearing what to say almost from the Lord with words. And I had like 3 really cool talks after church yesterday with people and just some things that were on my heart. And then it was crazy because they're like, oh my gosh, that same thing is on this person's heart. You need to connect with them. I'm like, what? Like, yeah, we've been working on that behind the scenes. I'm like, no way. And so it's like something maybe I've been praying for a long time. This specific thing is around businesses and maybe doing kind of like something for entrepreneurs. And I really want to go out in my area and offer prayer for businesses. I'd love to pray for businesses, pray around businesses, just like encourage business owners. I've been in this for so long and I know that it can be hard. So anyway, I found out somebody else has been wanting to do the same exact thing. So just like little things like that. So that's kind of how my February has gone, like out of nowhere. Someone that's a newer friend that I've met. And the Lord will just give you little things. And I left a message for her because I knew she was just really, really busy. And it's always an ultimate compliment if somebody feels comfortable enough. Send me a phone number, say, I really feel like you guys should connect. And then I get a call, I email somebody, and I answered it yesterday. It's a Sunday. I don't normally answer like calls in that way, but I just felt like I was supposed to answer. So that's what I'm saying, like accelerated and holy alliances and new alliances and new assignments. I've really been feeling, I think I told you guys, this pivot thing. So I'm curious how you all are feeling around it. All right. Okay, guys. I'm waiting to hear some answers, but maybe this time of night's not a good time. I made a pot pie, my beef pot pie, I think not last Monday, but the Monday before. But I added a couple of added little things in. I normally put a splash of Worcestershire sauce in it. I didn't think I had extra cream of mushroom, but I put more and I put some cream cheese. And it was I still thought it was good, but my husband felt it was a little tart. So I had extra ground beef and I happened to have some veggies and I thought, and I just used Pillsbury pie crust. I just have to tell you, that's my secret my grandma gave me, my grandma Leona. She was like, the things that I've tasted my homemade pie crust and Pillsbury's pie crust, and so that's what I use, and it always turns out amazing. And I think it's called LaCroix. Anyway, my cousin, who is a chef, like an executive, I mean, like the fancy, amazing chef, Mr. Luke, if you're seeing this, he got me this incredible pie pan. I mean, it sounds like a pie pan is not necessarily exciting. First of all, it's this color. Like he knows me. Like it's this color. Um and it like goes really deep dish, but it makes the best pies, pot pies, anything pie. It is the bomb. It's like a little thicker and deeper where my other pie's a little, but it has like, I don't know if it's stoneware in it, if it's cast iron. I'm not sure what's in the middle of it. It's super heavy, but it makes the crust like amazing, amazing, like just so great. And I remember thinking, because he told me about it, and he's like, these are like this kind of bakeware is supposed to be amazing. And expectations, I love it. Yeah, I think I'm adding that one on. Expectations is a really good one. So I just pulled it out of the oven, and to make the whole filling, I think I have on here. If you go look at my reels, I showed it a couple of weeks ago, but I had extra you love this color, one of your favorites. Yes. This is, I think I told you guys the other day that my colors for my business, which is connecting the dots. A lot of times you guys are seeing the podcast that I do for Camp Gambini, or you're hearing about Camp Gambini community, or recently I'm doing Financial February, and that's another community. I broke them up because some people maybe don't want to hear about financial. Some people maybe want to only hear about financial. Maybe they're like, yeah, I don't really care about Motivational Monday, Jody, and I really don't care about all the other things that you do. But now over on the financial side, I really like to know. And it's free. So even if you guys know people that this would benefit, please invite them. I think if you're already in the group, you can just invite them. But I think always sending a little message saying, hey, this is something, maybe even sending one of the videos would be great. But this is my colors. I kind of feel like if you see right here where my name is, this color down there, that's kind of it's kind of hot pink magenta and then yellow. And what's really, really funny is I don't even do it on purpose. But today I realized I have not worn this sweater all winter long. I actually put, when I was hanging up my clothes and everything, I feel like I'm just so behind with everything with being sick and stuff. But I thought, you know what? I'm going to put some things together to wear. And you probably can't tell it, but this sweater's like you can see through it. So I was like, I had to hang this up too, which is just a t-shirt, but it was one of my favorite t-shirts. It's got almost all my favorite colors in it. I love corals too. Anyway, I decided to have a little fun and matched my eyeshadows to this as well. And I didn't even realize it, but my lip is matching down there. Isn't that funny? Oh, what did you say? Any color, blue, green, hot pink, or really? Oh my gosh, awesome. Those are they weren't always my favorite colors, to be honest with you. Red has always been one I really, really like. Corals for sure too. It kind of depends. I got this sweater. I don't know if you guys can see. It's kind of got like the little distressing in it. I would stand up and show it to you, but I think you might, it might not actually show, but at least you can see my sister-in-law got me this. What's really funny is pay attention to what people send you. So anyway, I'm doing some video with like the portrait setting. And so I noticed that having a little longer necklace is sometimes fun to do. So anyway, I'm glad you like those colors too. Yeah, I really love them. Okay, I'm looking out at the sunset. Yeah, it's not looking spectacular. So let's talk about the topic. So I said Motivational Monday topic, ready, set, February. And it's really funny because somebody said expectations. I felt like rapid is another word that came to me, and accelerated. I flipped over here to I have a little thing for each day. And today's scripture, I might have to, okay, hold on. I'm going to put it back up there where I have the light because I can actually see it better. It says, you have, it's Psalm 16:11, Psalm 16:11. And it says, you have let me experience the joys of life and the exquisite pleasure of your own eternal presence. And I just felt like yesterday and today I was just reminded of how we sometimes we for sure don't miss the things that happen that aren't so great or seem to be an inconvenience at all. Like it was windy, power goes out, some of those things, like you notice them right away, right? But do you notice the little things, the joys of life? You have let me experience the joys of life. This is Psalm 16:11, and the exquisite pleasures of your own eternal presence. That's God's presence. Um, I just felt like the other word I am getting right now is linger. Linger into God's presence. Um, if you happen to have the ability, and even if you're sick and you had to call in sick and maybe you're testing positive or something, so you can't go somewhere, just enjoy that moment. Maybe you're able to catch up on something that you've been wanting to listen to. You're able to listen to a podcast. You're able to read a book that you've been wanting to do. Maybe you're able to do those things. And I just feel like things are about ready to shift into high speed for February. I'm wondering if anybody else is feeling that. Say, yeah, I feel it too. I feel this hold. You're holding, you're waiting. I feel this hold going on, kind of holding, and then it's about ready to release. Matter of fact, I was talking about this typically in the beginning of the year. As a financial advisor, I'd start reaching out to do reviews. Well, on an election year, you really wanted to take a look. Typically, a lot of times it was in the fourth quarter of the year before, because you always know an election year is coming, especially a presidential election year, because it's infamous for there's going to be a whole bunch of this. It'll look different every time, but you can go back and look 100 years and you will see, maybe not 100, but anyway, you can go back 8 years at a time. And typically the year that it's an election year. And then last time in 2022, it also was, but making sure you're in a position to hold, making sure that you have enough what I call liquid assets so that you don't have to liquidate something that maybe is down, whether it's your home, whether it's an investment property. If things are you always want to look that I feel like right now is a holding and waiting strategic time where you might want to rush out. That's one thing I've really been noticing myself is there's been some things, a couple of symptoms of that and a couple ways that it looks is you notice you're trying to launch things and something's just not working out, or like I'll know I needed to get a bunch of stuff on the calendar and for some reason I didn't. And that's happened. There's a pattern of it. I always say pay attention to the pattern. So ready, set, February, I feel like is we're about ready. But we need to be prepared. We need to be in peace. And there's in my industry, it's just well known that election year in general is a year that you want to, especially in the stock market, but it happens a lot of time. The interest rates, the gas prices, all kinds of stuff shifts, and so it can affect things. So you want to hold, but you also want to be in a position, ideally, to be in a position where you have things available so you can actually, because here's the opposite. You want to buy low, whatever it is, whether housing markets and interest rates are high. Well, if you've got cash waiting for these times, that is the strategy of a lot of things. I've seen so many incredible things through the years of when people have been able to buy things on sale because they had, maybe they sold a home, maybe they got an inheritance, and instead of spending it, they held on to it. And honestly, the best time to make is if you've got cash is when things are down. You buy them on sale, whatever it looks like. Sometimes a business is going to sell, sometimes different things. So I just felt like another word I heard was be in a position of holding, waiting and holding, and not necessarily what you've always done. So I hope those help you with Ready, Set, February. And I would really encourage you guys to join our little daily. I would love your guys' feedback if it's helped you at all. I'm looking for topics. So if there's some things, I've got some, but I would love to give tips and my little financial money minutes every day for financial February on things that you would like to hear about. I'm trying to keep them 5 minutes and under. So that they're just quick minutes, quick bites. You can listen to it 2 to 5 minutes. I'm trying to, the first couple ones were a little over, I'll be honest, because you know what? The only way you learn is you do it and then you reevaluate and then you do it again and you reevaluate and you do it again. So I'm going live because it's the easiest way for me to do things. For Inside Financial Freedom and when I release these minutes, but I'm so used to when I go live greeting everybody, saying hello to everyone. And so I'm like, oh, I can't do that because I need to get in, get out, release what I'm supposed to release and get it done. So anyway, I'd love to know if you guys have questions, send me a private message. If there's some topics you would like. Today's was really fun. I think that a lot of people, I'm trying to give tips that that also are doable and not overwhelming. So far the things that I've given, they're kind of lining up to things that you would do at the first of the year and also even to prepare for your taxes, and some tips around that. So anyway, I'm hoping you guys are finding it fun. That is what I've got for Motivational Monday. Just remember joys of life. Enjoy it. Enjoy everything. You know, life is about enjoying it. I get it. Like, trust me. My pastor's talking about this. I think it was Pastor Joey. It might have been Pastor Jen. Hey. But they were saying to like enjoy the hard times. Enjoy, like give God thanks even in the hard stuff. um, because an attitude of gratitude just is, and thankfulness. We normally talk about it in November, but I'm just saying, um, it shifts everything. The other thing I was talking about to somebody today, because it's like sometimes you have to almost talk to yourself. So even saying thank you for these things, as we should say thank you, but sometimes we don't. It's like sometimes we only thank God for the things we feel like we wanted. But I have all these gifts over here. Some of you may have seen them before and haven't, and there's hope and there's different ones. But I put it there because everything going on is a gift. And you might open it up, like this box says hope, the one on top says peace, the one here I think says celebrate, but they all, when you open them, there's something different in them. And I think that we don't look at everything we face as a gift. It's a gift. I was just talking about somebody and I said, but and they learned something and grew from it. But I'm like, but it doesn't take away what you learned, and it doesn't take away, like, you did it, you learned how to do something. Now see how God wants you to do it further. Like sometimes we just look at everything as, well, that was a waste. Well, that throw that one up. No, God doesn't waste anything. And I can look back at a lot of things that I've learned to do that I was like, I don't even know why I was doing this. But I was just telling somebody that some of you know that, my makeup, my skincare, everything, I represent a brand, and I've done that for a long time just because I love all of it. But I still remember the first time, it was like 2017. I got this little box just so I could get like 400 and something dollars worth of stuff for $99 because I had just gotten laid off. And I'd had it happen where I was wrongfully terminated about 3 years before. So I thought, you know what? While I'm waiting to see what God wants to do, this at least is a challenge for me. And they're like, go live. I've never gone live in my life. And my phone fell down, but I got to learn. Have I been like, is that like my main business? No. But you know what it did? It got me really comfortable talking to people. And then when I would go on, everybody would send me messages. You're so relaxed. I don't even know how they could say that, because inside my head, I was like, okay, the first time I did an eye that's like this color, I grew up in the 80s with blue eyeshadows, and you're like, no, thank you. I was thinking, oh my gosh, like I like put it really bright, but then I have this little fluffy brush and I'm like, okay, let's just do this. But I'm just going to tell you, when it was happening, I'm like, the first time I ever did like I did a blue eye, I was like, ah. Anyway, but that was 2017. And as doors have opened and doing my coaching and people inviting me onto their podcasts and speaking on all these virtual conferences and in person and all these different things, it's still a little unnerving. But the more and more and more you beta test and practice and do it, so I didn't probably love that season of my life, but I did, because it taught me things. And sometimes you're learning something and you don't even know why you're learning it, because maybe I thought I was going to be a superstar doing that, right? But it was really about what God was teaching me in the midst of it, to not give up, to keep starting again. I didn't have a webcam back then. I didn't have the really fancy camera. I didn't have things I could put my phone in. And so I literally would learn with books and propping them up and doing all of that. But I will tell you, I can really go live just about anywhere. I now know how to look at different things in my background. It took me a really long time. I love having a really big painting here because it kind of, I find, brings everything together. I've had scarves and back. You have to try things. You're not going to be perfect if you have this mindset of, okay, I'm going to do this, or this promise is going to come through, and then everything's going to be perfect. Life is not about being perfect. It's about the beta test. It's about the trial and error. It's about, okay, that if you ever watch, like, football's about ready to happen, quarterbacks, it's them testing things. When you don't end up winning the Super Bowl, when you don't end up winning the thing, you go back some people will give up, but other people are going to go back and study the things. Where did it go wrong? What happened? Why did, the 49ers able to get 17 points? So yeah, what did somebody say here? Enjoy the moment. There's always something to be thankful for, no matter what's happening. Yes, 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 yes. And then what else did you say? Some of the hardest times in my life brought forth God's glory and also testimony. Yes. And I think that especially if you grow up in the church, you think of a testimony as when you got saved, or maybe you came out of something really, really rough. And that's an amazing testimony if you have that. It's encouraging. But what I realize is every day is a testimony. Every month is a testimony. Every year has testimony moments in it. And when you share your victory, when you share your hard time, but you made it to the other side, when you share, the tough things in marriage, but this is what you did. It gives there's always people right behind you that just went through it. When you share about being wrongfully terminated, I'm just telling some of my story, I get people saying, thank you so much. I was about ready to give up. So many times we say we're private people. We don't want to share our lives. I would really encourage you, because testimony, when you hear something, when you're wondering, doubting, and all of a sudden I've just had a conversation and this person happened to just be right behind me in something, I was able to encourage them. And it's kind of a personal thing that not a lot of people have walked through. And the Lord's equipped me and showed me some things. So I was able to give this person a couple quick tips, and also be like, don't have shame in that, just because your story looks different than somebody else's. And it really, like, tears just came down her face. And so I think that in this, I don't want to share my business, I would encourage you to ask the Lord, is there something of shame, of guilt? Because everything you go through, you got through it. You lost a loved one suddenly. All of these things are not only a testimony, but a lot of times you might understand exactly what somebody's going through. So if you guys are watching afterwards, I would love you guys to give me one word. Don't forget that for your February. If you just joined, that's what some people were doing. Give me an emoji to describe so far your February. And I said, say hello or hashtag replay. And just as a reminder, super appreciate you typing comments in. It helps. If you're in the group, a lot of times it's not alerting you lately. It helps those things. If you like it, if you invite people to join, if you follow, and if you share, if you're seeing it on YouTube or my personal page, if you share it, that would be so helpful to me. And again, it's because you never know the person that it's like God is speaking to them. They're like, does that person know my story? I just talked to somebody the other day and they told me, I was at church and I felt like the pastor, like, I've never been here before. They could not know my story. But so anyway, blessings to you all. And I am excited to hear about your February. So those that didn't hear, we are moving and follow on Fridays for our Campfire Friday, which is kind of our gathering around. We talk about a topic. We are going to be doing that at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern time. And today's ended up in the evening too. So it's kind of looking like they may both move to the evening. And the financial moments every day, that's kind of hit or miss where they're coming from too. So anyway, I'll start to post more things, but please let me know. And if there's something that you're like, Jody, I had a question for you, send me a private message. I would love that. Jody, I'd love to hear you talk about this, or why don't you talk about that? If you have a guest or somebody that you think would be great to interview, or you'd like me to bring you on, I'd love to have you. So send me a message. I'm looking for people to bring on. So let me know. So bless you all and happy Monday and ready, set, go for February. Bye, guys.